Hello everyone, my name is DT and we're going to be doing another guide today. We're going to do the first flight guide I said I was going to do a long time ago for new players who just want to get into the game very easily here. So let's create a new pilot. Okay, I did mark it. Create a new pilot here. Now the reason why I wanted to show this pilot creation window again is to get people off on the easiest start that is possible. So let's just go with some random call sign. Now most people would just go with mercenary. I guess that works. But personally, if you want to start off easy, I would start off with a miner/trader. You can see there's a couple of differences. Not too many, except for the miner/trader gets like more cargo bay space and starts off with a tractor beam, which is kind of nice. Anyway, I'm going to pick this. I'm going to create the pilot, and let's get into this. Alrighty, we're in. Let's see what the first steps are going to be. Now, first off, we're greeted with all of this stuff. This is just going to be a quick guide on doing the initial flight so you can land and take off, as well as a quick look into customizing your ship before you start doing a whole bunch of stuff and realize your ship is not equipped for the stuff you want it to be. So right off the bat, you want an extra weapon. If you pick the start that I picked as well, you'll find out that you don't have a beam weapon. You can always scroll here in the middle and look to see if you can find a weapon suitable to fill that slot. You may want to upgrade your fulcrum drive or shield batteries, depending. But first off, in order to get some more of that very important dough, let's enter the station up here and get right into the shipyard. Now why? Because you may not like certain aspects of the pre-built ship or start or whatever. So this is the shipyard view. I have a tutorial up for the shipyard if you are very interested in how everything works. For now, I'm just going to configure the frame how I like it. But you definitely don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to tear away the countermeasure pods. Hull armor. And at least all. Now, I'll leave one cargo bay, which leaves a lot of space for fuel tanks. Now, you don't have to do this. This is all optional. You can kind of go through these. Again, see the shipyard tutorial for seeing exactly what everything does. Now you can see the changes up here, and nice. So I'm gonna go through with this change. I'm happy with that. And there we go. As you also probably figured out, I just made some money by selling and changing some components. So I am now slightly richer. Rightio, let's get back to space and get right on track with this flight. We can just click launch ship up here, and then we can click close over here. So, we're disengaged from the station right now. How do we move? Alright, if you have everything set up specifically for mouse movement, you can kind of move with the mouse and it'll get kind of weird, but you can always stop the movement by just heading right for the center of the screen. And if you want to, you can still use the mouse, what am I saying, the mouse buttons? The arrow buttons for turning, in case that is a little bit easier for you. You can use W and S to increase the set target velocity so you can speed up. And you can turn that back down to slow down. You can use Q and D to strafe, which is very nice in some situations. So for the most part, the mouse and W and S will serve you. Then you have Q and E to turn around to the sides. It's a bit different for me because I have a ZERTY keyboard, so it's A and E for me. We can do this spinning motion. Hope you're not sick yet. You're gonna have that a lot. Right, then there's a couple more important bits. You can use the numpad 7 and 9 to increase IDS, which allows you to set a faster velocity than before. Because now I've set it to 1,000, whereas if I put IDS to 1, the maximum is 500 or something like that. This will allow you to do some pretty nice maneuvers already. I'm not going to go into detail of all the buttons. For that, you will just have to, reference the controls keys menu in over here, settings and options, where you can do key button controls, and you can configure all of this stuff. There's a lot of buttons to it, so I'm not going to go over all of them. I think I already did that at one point in another tutorial. So now to dock, some easy pointers. You can just aim back at it. You can also press space to go into inertial, so that you can like turn and still be heading the same direction without actually fully turning. It'll move you a little bit, but not very much. And you can really adjust. And this way you can kind of really aim for that. It's also always nice to turn off the inertial so that when you're docked, like on planets, it'll keep using your fuel trying to stay up, but the docking clamp will keep you up. So like if you turn inertial off, it'll stop wasting fuel, which is a good thing. And now for the last bit, because of course this is the first flight, we're gonna just move to another station. I'm gonna show you guys how to jump the ship to another area, and hopefully I will get my jump right for once. We can only hope. I am very bad at dock jumping, whatever they want to call it nowadays. Now, as you can see from the compass up top, I am flying out of a bay, and you can kind of see the little notches on the compass in the top to kind of indicate where the docking area is, which means technically you can prepare for a jump in to jump directly into the docking bay, which saves you a lot of time. But right, anyway, let's press F1 in order to open the navigation window, and we can navigate here. Again, I've already done a tutorial on this, so I'm not going to be explaining too much of this. Basically, you can scroll to zoom in and out, and you can kind of click somewhere to set a nav point, and you can right-click to zoom in on another sector. You can also just simply click these little buttons to move around. If you really want to. So I'm gonna head for a station here. Yeah, let's head for the North Station. There's a station over here, as you can see by this icon. So what I'm gonna do is actually, for extra accuracy, I'm gonna do the zoom map. I'm gonna click completely center of the area. Actually, slightly below it, because I don't want to kill myself, as usual. But we want to get as close as possible without actually blowing ourselves up. After that, we can click back to normal map. And then we can either click on launch over here, or we can press, I believe it is F8. Which we can't do at the moment because we didn't upgrade our fulcrum drive. And that's what the autopilot button's for, because I'm lazy. There we go. Autopilot away. As I said before, you really want to upgrade your Fulcrum Drive. Fulcrum Drive 1 isn't very good. Fulcrum Drive 5 is acceptable. If I remember correctly, you can pretty much get the Fulcrum Drive upgraded to Tech 3, at least from the start, if you find it. Because, of course, the randomly generated equipment doesn't allow you to just buy stuff on a regular basis. Now, I do want to point out right quick that if you've paid extra good attention to that little section right there, you will have noticed that there is a direct link between me jumping and my weapons power reaching 100% again. You can kind of boost that back up. I won't know what the button is for you guys. You'll have to look in the control menu. But you can shift power between boosted to shields and boosted to weapons to kind of speed that up. So yeah, that is a thing. In the meantime, we've basically arrived at our destination. It's too close for us to jump. Technically, it's never too close for us to jump, but we're going to choose not to do that because it's, oh god. Well, that one's big. It's pretty close. I'm going to turn off the autopilot. Now, an interesting thing is you can also turn the autopilot off. If you hold down left alt, you can move your mouse without actually moving stuff. And on the top left here, there is autopilot, and you can turn it back off that way. Or turn it on that way. Just for people who are too lazy to go into the menu and just click the button. You know. Alright, so let's turn around here and find the station. Which, if I remember correctly, it should be below or above me. There it is. Okay, so it jumped underneath it, which I do frequently. But as you can see, I jumped nicely. Technically, I would have jumped inside of the docking bay if I had aligned it in the height as well. Because as you can see here, you can do the rear view, and you can see I'm slightly underneath it. It's really hard to see right now, but yeah, I'm slightly underneath it. But it's a nice way to not blow up. Trust me, if you're going full speed and you jump into that docking bay incorrectly, it's gonna hurt real bad. So we're just gonna bump up the IDS here. I pressed the wrong button. We're just gonna bump that up to really get in there quickly. Speed up to like 2,000. Turn off the inertial. And just show a pass-by shot of this. Don't need my HUD. Nah. I really love this game. It is so beautiful. Am I clear to dock through gate 1? Okay then. Let's dock through gate 1. Shields. Alrighty, so now we can just kind of drift on inertial and just kind of fly in. No problem, no worries. So that is a quick flight to show you guys essentially the couple of buttons you'll need in order to get around the Evochron universe. I hope this was hopefully useful. Hopefully it was very useful to you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.